Hi everyone, welcome to another Periscope. I'm Rosie Shilo. I run Virtually Yours, which is a virtual assistant network in Australia, and today I want to talk to you about business sins, so virtual assistant sins in business. So this is something that I wrote an article about quite a little while ago. I'm on, and it's something that I feel is really, really important for virtual assistants to remember. So the first one is keeping your client informed about the job. So when you're working on a job for a client, there's one main reason why they have hired you to do this job, right? And that's to ease their pain, ease their business pain, right? So tell me where you're from down the bottom of the screen. Welcome. It's really nice to see everybody. And give me loads of hearts, that would be great. So when you're not keeping a client abreast, hola, UK, abreast of the job, you're not actually easing their business pain, you're giving them a new pain. So when someone pays you to help them work on something in their business, and they're kind of a little bit clueless about where you're at with the job and what it is that, they need to be aware of, or is the job even in hand? Instead of feeling overwhelmed and stressed in their business with, their normal business stresses, they've got a whole new one. So you've taken away one pain because obviously they're not going to be working on that task, but you've given them a new one, and then you give them the privilege of paying you for that at the end of the day, and that is not cool. Okay, so where the first virtual assistant sin is, or even in most services, most businesses, is to remember to let the client know where you are at with the job. So that's all the way through, right at the start. Hi there, how you going? Right at the start, yes, I've got the job. I've got all the documents I need. This is what I understand the role to be. Am I on the right page? I'll be commencing that right now or next week or whenever it is. Be very, very clear so that the client doesn't have questions. They don't have uncertainty, because that is the worst thing for your client to have, is uncertainty. So when you start on the job, you let them know that you've started on the job. And I think virtual assistants often feel that they don't want to be have a client that hovers over them, which is, I get that. We're working, we know what we're doing, we're in the office, we don't want them hovering. So to ease their mind, you still need to keep them in the loop and give them the confidence that the job is in hand. And then you can just go and do it. They're not going to hover. Hover clients feel unsure, they're uncertain, so there's something not quite right there. Either they're a pain or you're not communicating with them well enough to ease that uncertainty. So when you are working on the job, if you come across any hurdles across the way, you need to let them know. And I don't mean going, oh my God, something's just gone wrong with this and I don't know what to do. Have a think, take a deep breath, think about what the potential solutions could be, and come to the client with some suggestions on what could happen. Or you can even say to them, look, this is what's happened, and this is what I'm doing about it, just so you're aware. Maybe it's going to impact the timelines, or maybe the final result will be a little bit different, or maybe it's just a learning curve moving forward, something that you can do a little bit better. So jobs like any sort of virtual assistant job, and a virtual assistant job is a business services job. So a job where you're providing administrative type or business type support to another business. That can be bookkeeping, it can be project management, it can be copywriting, it can be graphic design, excuse me, I've got really silly dogs here, web design, all sorts of stuff, just management of different tasks. So you're letting them know, if anything does go wrong, what the potential remedies can be for that. So my co-worker's just rocked up with lunch. The next thing, of course, is letting them know that you're on time, and you, Dana, I'll let you know about that shortly, that you're on time with things, and that things are going according to not only budget but timeframes. So you're keeping them in the loop about that. And if there is going to be any delay at all, if you said this job's going to be there at midday on Wednesday and it's going to be there 10 past, you need to let them know. Okay, 10 minutes of uncertainty is still uncertainty, and it's annoying as a client. So virtual assistants usually work from home. I work from home. I have a fully set up office here that I work from, and most virtual assistants do as well. So once the job's in hand, you've sent the stuff through, you do need to confirm that the client has received it. There's nothing worse than having them respond to you a couple of days later and go, oh my God, what's wrong with you? You haven't sent the work through. I'm never using you again. And you find out that just something went wrong. Technology is not always your friend. So follow up, make sure that they've received it, make sure it was what they were after, potentially or hopefully better than what they were after, and that it has, delivered what they are after. The other thing is to remember, and I have seen this a few times before, or I've heard of this a few times before, the other big sin for virtual assistants is bailing on the job. I'm so glad I sound smart. Thank you very much. Bailing on the job. You know what? If you quote for a job and a better job comes in and then you quote higher for that and you go, oh, brilliant, I can do this one. It is never, ever cool to bail on a job. And I do see this mainly with subcontracting. So when a virtual assistant is working for another virtual assistant, suddenly the rules don't apply, which is one of the reasons why I say to people, if you have a subcontractor, treat them well, treat them like you do any other person you work with, because if you treat them like a lowly subcontractor, they're going to treat you the same way. And if a better gig comes along, they may ditch you. And that's just because you need to have loyalty across your team. So always support each other. If you're doing a job and you've quoted for it, you need to follow through. Sometimes you'll find, okay, yep, this job, that's come through is a better paying one. What am I going to do? Work it out. If you have other people on your team who can help you and get that job on hand, or the new one, you can say to them, look, this is what my timelines are looking like. Can we postpone it? Work it out. But at the end of the day, you bail on that first job and he's going to bite you in the butt so bad further down the track. It is not going to be worth any money difference today, because you will lose jobs in the future. People will talk. They will come to me, because I run Virtually Yours. They'll come to me and they'll say, this virtual assistant bailed on this job. And we're giving out job leads all the time. We don't want to hear that you are going to bail on a job. Your clients will tell everyone, not cool, okay? So always, always be loyal, stick to it, learn from it. If you've underquoted, learn from it, okay? Don't make everyone else suffer for it. So they're the two main sins that I wanted to talk about today. I want to keep it short and sweet. I find nothing more painful than a really long Periscope. Dana was asking before about how to become a virtual assistant. Have a look at the website, www.virtuallyyours.com.au. There's a whole lot of information on there, but I'm happy to make sure that my next Periscope is about what a virtual assistant is and how you can become one. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging out today. It's been really cool, and I hope that if you do services in your business, that you remember to never ever bail on the job and always keep your client abreast of what's going on, because remember, part of what your service is easing their pain, not adding to it, okay? So have a really cool day. Any questions, just hit me up. I'm on Facebook, Virtually Yours Virtual Assistants. I've got the website there. You can always message me here and on Twitter, and spread the word. If you want to know anything about virtual assistants, I'm happy to help you. Okay, cool. See you guys later on.